What are common issues that come up in these calls?
We get calls that really range a broad number of areas. So for example, we get calls that tend to be purely clinical. So this might be a question like, I feel like I need to terminate with this client who is maybe very high risk or has some borderline features or something like that, and I don't know how to do that in the most appropriate way. We get questions that fall more within the ethical realm. So things like, I'm being asked to take on an additional role with somebody that will put me into a bit of a conflict of interest or a multiple role situation, and I don't know how to navigate that. Some of the questions fall into more squarely legal categories. So things like, I don't know whether this is a mandated report, or I don't know how to respond to the subpoena. Sometimes we have questions that really span across these issues or bring in a couple different domains. So maybe you have a question about interjurisdictional practice. And so some of the things we'll consider there are, of course, the clinical appropriateness of working with a client in another state. But of course, there are also legal aspects to that, right? Like licensure in these different jurisdictions. We get a whole range of questions that really can also deal with things like the business of practice. So what do I need to do to start a practice? How do I retire and close my practice? What do I need to have in my informed consent? So lots of questions that really span across these different domains and of course a whole host of other areas as well.